off from January 2026. We raised the alarm that time that you have the FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Service. This is the agency of government that is responsible, is a part of the Ministry of Finance. So their job is to put a mechanism in place to collect taxes, generate taxes, and remit the money to the federation account. So in that ministry, this is how Nigeria is always funny to me, and it's all intentional, the bureaucracy. You have the ministry where they hired supposedly the best hands when it comes to taxation, tax policies, and the rest of that, implementation and all that. That's their job. They all have their offices, senior director, director this, director that, and all that, with people working for them. But guess what? They almost do nothing, because you know what they do? They will then bring in consultants. The consultant will then build solutions in their own name, and they will sign a partnership with the people employed to do the job, but they are not doing it. So other people will then bring in this, and they will now bring them in, cut them off from your money, from your taxes, right? They will say, okay, this is Maiyegun remitter, Maiyegun remitting something, or Maret. So Maret Mio, I will then do the job of the ministry for them by developing maybe some solution in order to get this money for you. So when I bring all this, I know. So when they bring all this money together, so me, Maiyegun, will now take maybe 5% of the money. And do you know what 5% of revenue, for example, let's say 1 trillion naira. Do you know what is 5% of 1 trillion naira? If 10% of 1 trillion naira is 100 billion naira. So that means 5% will be like 50 billion naira. So imagine me using the same template that was supposed to have been developed by the ministry to get money, all because they want me to get a cut. Now, they said, no, that's not going to happen in the new Alayo. Now they have employed their own tax collectors. They've recruited them inside that their FI. They've changed the name of FIRS to something. I think it is now IRS or something. I don't know. Anyway, so they've changed the name. They've brought new guys who are going to be doing the job of the same tax collectors, and they'll be collecting their cuts just like Alphabeta does in Lagos. And what they are saying is that it is not Ifnumbu that is bringing the idea. That is what the ministry has been doing. It's only that they just bring other people on board because there is more money to collect now. So the point there, Shai, is that they are using consultants, okay? They have a name for it. I can't remember the name right away. So that is how Tifnumbu will now bury himself. He's buried himself in your tax collection in the country now. So whether he is there or he's not there anymore, here you are all going to be paying him. Not just that, okay? There's this OPL 145. I am not being specific, okay, because I'm not sure, because these numbers can be very different, okay? But it is the biggest, not the biggest, the largest deposit, offshore crude oil deposits of Nigeria. It is not on land, it's on water. They've been, this Dan Etiebet or something, and others, right? They've been fighting over this OPL for years because some people got awarded it and it was fraudulently done. It was like a gift. So Nigeria then fought to get it back. So because of that, they couldn't, the partners who got the deals of this to explore this oil field, right? This offshore oil field, to explore it, right? They couldn't do it because of this litigation for years. So they were running at losses. Nigeria won't let them do it. Now, Nigeria has withdrawn from the case. It has ended. Within 1 year of Tifnumbu, they have rearranged and repackaged the entire deal. And today, that largest oil field right now is in the family of Tifnumbu through Oando. Go and Google it. I just gave you some keywords to look for. So when he is finally gone, you will still be paying him. That's the difference between Tifnumbu and those who have come before him, just so you know. So whether you go to 2047 or be 2060. You remember now that Malibu case, done a tebet, I've been a tete. She not done a tete. I've been done a tete. No, it's been a long time until they brought it back again I'm talking about a case that's been in court for like about 16 years, right? And it's because, no, they shortchanged Nigeria today. So it's now being awarded like really awarded. It is now in the family of Tifnumbu, in case if you don't know. That one is also by the way. But we will leave that. As they are telling you that there are others who are coming to steal your resources or not steal your resources and all that. In Burkina Faso, this video has been on the internet for about 2-3 days now. So I just thought, I could share it with you. Since, hang on, before the emergence of Traore, Ibrahim Traore from Burkina Faso, the man that France, US, and Nigeria were working together to get rid of them from the Sahel. You know the story. And the reason why they became very much accepted, I believe, by the people at the time was simply because when you read about Burkina Faso, when you read about Chad, when you read about Niger Republic, the one next to us, and Mali as well, you realize that these are mineral-rich African countries, West African countries that, but somehow they've been ravaged by poverty, terrorism, corruption, and all that. And then you get to see the hand of the people we call the imperialists, our former colonizers. And then you realize again that these countries are just existing on paper. They are not actual real country. They are extension of France. So imagine you are in a country where your country's your foreign reserve is the money you put away to give the investors confidence that your country will be able to undo any form of partnership you go into with them, right? But then you realize that your country's external reserve is is domiciled in your colonial country. You get what I mean? Your colonialist country, France. And this money is not even your money, right? This money is, for over the years, this money is believed to be the money they saved. Yeah, Irook, God bless all of you. And, anyway, bless you. So I was just reading the comment again, okay, talking about Malibu and Tifnumbu's deal, right? So then you discover that these countries, they have been independent, but they have not. That if they dare to say they want to draw from their own foreign reserve money to probably invest in, infrastructure, schools, healthcare, and what have you, then France would have to loan it to them, that they will even charge them interest. And then you go as far as discovering that these their resources, uranium and others like gold and what have you, have been exploited for over 6 decades, supposedly after independence. So what is independent about a country that continued to be well-run country, poor, wretched, but they continue to tell us that they are supposed to be the richest country in the world? So they discovered that it's the leadership. The problem was leadership. So they discovered that those who were supposed to represent them as their leaders, more or less have signed up with the devil. And the devil in this instance is the imperialists who continue to exploit the country. Guess what? For 60 years, French companies, different kind of them, they were domiciled in these West African countries, extracting resources so much that even the citizens have no clue, because they are told that they are so poor that they could only live on aid. But a young man, among others, Ibrahim Traore, who happened to be one of the presidential supposed guards or a member of the elite military team, a very young man. He was, I think at the time, he was 34 or thereabouts in 2022 when he struck. So, yeah, grabbed his country, chased the imperialists away, started rebuilding their country, this time around receiving value for their own resources, enough that they have so much to brag. A gold producing country, but has no gold reserve. Rather, all their gold are stored in all these countries, and they have no right to even access them. So when Traore took over in Burkina Faso, right, the France sanctioned the country, meaning all of their supposed foreign reserve in France, in French bank, have been confiscated. All of their gold reserves or their gold deposit in France, they've all been confiscated. So they were like, they had nothing, like from zero, right? And today they are not there, but they can show guests, visitors, the real resources that they've only been reading about, but have never really touched and valued it and stuck it and call it their own. This is our own. And that's what I saw in that video. I'm sorry I spoke so long. That's how much I read into the video. And I'm going to show you now. Hey, that's the second one.
Son Excellence, Monsieur le Premier ministre, chef du gouvernement.
Capitaine Zongo, voilà, ça m'a l'air voilà,
Voilà, le président qui remet au directeur général qui à son tour remet à son Excellence.
Excusez pour la photo. Pour la photo.
Burkina Sanama. Capitaine Zongo, Basit Zongo, donc les mots doivent. Premier ministre. Mine et carrière.
Et ça s'applaudit comme la
Sanambe Burkina. D'ailleurs, il n'a pas de
Notre charbon sera traité efficacement avec
il y a un capitaine Ibrahim Traore ndira.
au Burkina Faso. Et pour la photo de famille, je vais inviter son Excellence, Monsieur le Président de l'Assemblée législative. Monsieur le Président de l'Assemblée. Mesdames et Messieurs, les membres du gouvernement sont...
Capitaine Basit Zongo, il y a un Sharma Pan Burkina Faso.
Monsieur le directeur des cabinets...
Voilà, ministre de mine, mais là,
voilà. Les conseillers spéciaux de son Excellence.
Voilà. Sharma Lemon, voilà, il y a autre. Voilà. Ya venra te shi jamla namba wai gehya ton fa ba masalman dim ne kan wala capitaine Ibrahim Traore sababu ton fa ba masalman dim ne Burkina Faso ta gey sanam lawto bon sa yewa namba yam sam pam na bi namba ya sanama da woto nyakin gehya nyakin de mi te Burkina Faso la ko ya Burkina Faso la ko gehya sanam tuna ya damtira waya Burkina bilia ipane nawa voilà capitaine meda voilà ministre de la santé ministre de la keli hato voilà premier ministre
belle image
from what I heard, right, those were visitors from Ghana. And they shared border lately, or should I say, in the last few years. Ghana has been very much supportive of the revolutionists in Burkina Faso. Traore has succeeded after taking over most of the mines, nationalizing them, and sending away those uncooperative French companies. Those who decided to renegotiate their deals ahead, they were left alone. This time, value for their resources is currently being met. That if you have been following them very well, barring any language barriers, right? You can easily tell it is like Burkina Faso gained independence in 2023. Okay, not back then in the 60s. So they've just started building schools, building homes, building roads, and they are doing so in such an extraordinary way, right? That it calls for like a national, it's like a national sort of like movement of soul, where everybody believed that they need to build their country. And from the resources they are getting from the money they are getting from their resources, they are doing a lot for real. And I heard that they are trying to convert him to a civilian to run for this or that and possibly to open more doors for them. So Ghana helped Burkina Faso to clear many tons of military hardware that they've ordered in their own fight against the terrorists in their country. Just the same way, similarly, the terrorists are also fighting to control regions with resources so they could continue to fund their own jihad in that part. And they are actually really formidable. But with Traore, with Ghana's support so far, and most importantly, backing of Russia, don't count out, right? So Burkina Faso seems to really have a future. As much as a lot of people now know that if you don't stock your money in gold value, every country that manages to have enough, enough storage of their own gold will likely be the country of the future when paper money and what have you will almost like become worthless. So it was like a nick of time, an opportunity for them in Burkina Faso, for example. It's actually a very good example though, right? Because they are among those who made their country so open for everybody who just want to come and find out, right? It's not like the usual dictators, military juntas, right? That will make sure that they close their country to the rest of the world. You watching me right now, you can actually buy a ticket and go to Burkina Faso. If you can buy the, if you can afford the ticket, you can buy a ticket to Burkina Faso right now. You do not need any visa as an African to start with. Yeah, go make inquiry. You'll be welcomed in. They are so interested in you coming in than what the media is telling you or whatever it is they are posting out there. And seriously, when you get into the country, you can see the enthusiasm in them. It was like this is the first time they're having this national sort of like cohesion driven by a young man that honestly, I've seen so much that I actually feel so proud of him enough that I don't know if I should question my own existence. Man, the old men, they were ruining their country, collecting their bribes from France, getting their own mansions, allocated to them by France, in France, so that they could allow, to allow the continuation of exploration or exploitation of their people, rather, exploiting their people. So now they have something, right? So back to Nigeria. Oh, hang on, my time is up. Do you think we should maybe take one or two calls? Would you be up for that? Or should we just call it a night? I know I can decide that though, but we have the number. Let me check my phone. I'll take a short break, okay? And then maybe take a call. And also, by the way, if you are on YouTube, you will see that my pinned tweet, I'm sorry, I said tweet, pinned link. If you are interested in supporting Maiyegun on this, for what I do, you can use that. You can also use what we call the buy me a coffee. That is also where you can buy a $5 coffee. You can indeed help, support Maiyegun, and that goes a long way. So we should take calls, shouldn't we? I'm going to come back in a minute or two. All right. So no, hang on. Let me show you my. You know what you're going to do if you want to buy me coffee? Sorry, one sec. This is what you're going to do. If you bring out your phone, one sec, you're going to see this barcode on the screen. So if you bring out your phone, you can scan it, and then the link is going to show up on your phone. Tap it, then it's going to open up a new browser, and then you can buy me coffee. Or you can actually use where is that? You can use the link for my, what's that called? PayPal. It's also pinned in the comments, wherever you do, right? I am going to be back in 2 minutes. And don't go anywhere. Let's take calls this evening. It's been a long time, hasn't it? I'll be back in a minute.